Feldhaus starting for Pelfrey for Kentucky. Feldhaus will put the ball in play at midcourt. Gives it into Woods. Duke is man-to-man. Woods dribbles it up over the time stripe. Hurley with him defensively. Woods gives to Farmer. Comes out at long range on the right side. Comes over on the dribble. Drives down into the paint. Tries to pass it inside, and it's picked off. It was deflected, and Hurley came up with it. Throws out. Davis puts it up. No good, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. No question about that one. The Kentucky player that fouled him is still down, and I think that is Martinez. Martinez got him. That's his third. No question about that foul. Farmer trying to throw it inside. Duke, good defense, just deflected it, and Hurley came up with it, threw it out on the run. Duke runs out as well as any team in college basketball. Davis will be on the line for a pair. He's been up there 5 times without a miss. 76% shooter on the year. So Duke a chance to draw first blood as the halftime score is still up there. 50-45 Duke. Davis at the line with 2. First one on its way. It's good. 51-45, a 6-point lead. Duke's biggest has been 7. Davis can equal that right here. But Duke continues to live at the free throw line. Davis ready. Fires. No good. Kicks off. Mashford's got the rebound. Gets it out to Woods. Woods coming down quickly on the dribble. Gives it off to Farmer. Farmer circles left. Leitner's hands all over him. Gives it off to Woods. Woods penetrates. Comes back out with it on the dribble. Kentucky moving around, trying to go into its motion offense. Martinez takes it in backcourt. Gives to Feldhaus. Feldhaus breaks into the circle. Off to Farmer. Farmer down into the lane. Puts it up. No good, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. I think that is going to be on Davis. If it is, it's his third.
Duke fouls number 23, Brian Davis. That's his second personal foul. The Blue Devils.
Well, they got him with 2.
Foul the second half.
So I stand corrected. That's his second foul.
Number 32, the free throw shooter.
Farmer will shoot a pair. Kentucky had 7 free throws in the first half. Farmer's first of 2. No good. He doesn't miss much, but he missed that one. Has another one coming. That was Farmer's first effort at the charity line. Ritchie has 5 points. 51-45. The count holds. Farmer's second shot. Got that one. So it's 51-46. Duke still by 5. Kentucky the full court press. Leitner will put it in play for the Dukies. He looks. Bounces in to Thomas Hill. Hill with Farmer on him in the full court. On the dribble. Got to step on him, and here he comes. In a big hurry. Woods comes out to help out to get it to Hurley. Kentucky sets its 2-3 zone. Hurley gives to Hill on the right side. Out to Hurley. Hurley penetrating. Back to Hill. Hill walks. I thought, nope. Farmer fouled. That's his second. Every Kentucky starter has at least 2 fouls. That's 2 fouls on the Cats this half. Duke has committed 1. Hurley from his own end of the court throws it way out in backcourt to Davis. Davis gives it to Hurley. To Davis, just the top of the key to Hurley in backcourt. Yes, Ralph.
They changed it and made that on Woods rather than on Farmer. That'll be his third.
Okay, beg your pardon. Hurley with it. Farmer's only has 1, and Davis on the right wing. Here's Hurley for a 3 straight away. Beauty. Hurley's only 2 field goals and both been 3s. 54-46, and that is the biggest lead for the Blue Devils. Woods with it. Backcourt. Underneath. Farmer open, and he's fouled by Thomas Hill. He got a lot of ball, but he got a lot of Ritchie. Now, I have 3 on him, but we'll see what the announcer says.
Number 12, Thomas Hill. That's his third personal foul.
That's right. Second on Duke. Farmer, who is 1 out of 2, is back on the line for 2 more. That was a great pass from Sean Woods. Grant Hill comes in for Thomas Hill. So we'll continue to call him Hill, but it's Grant in there now. Farmer with a pair of free throws. Has 6 points. Shoots it. Got it. 54-47. Duke with the lead. 18-28. Long way to go. Farmer's shot. Beauty. Missed his first one. He's hit 3 in a row. Dale Brown comes in for Farmer. Kentucky goes to the full court press. Leitner from his own end zone. Bounces it in to Lang. Lang gives it up to Hurley. Hurley running it down on the dribble. Still moving with it. Checks his motion. And still on the dribble. Comes out to set it up. Looks at the 2-3 zone. Hill on the right wing. Goes in. Back out to Hurley. Underneath to Leitner. Comes across the paint. Pumps. Goes up for the shot. No good. Martinez got him. They wanted the walking call there. Didn't get it. That for Martinez. High of 4.
Kentucky fouls number 44, Jamil Martinez. That's his 4th personal foul.
That's the 3rd on Kentucky this half. And Pelfrey comes in for Martinez. That means that Mashburn now becomes the pivot man.
It was interesting. You and I are not the only ones talking about how bad the officiating was in the first half. All the writers in front of us are turning around talking about it.
It's been poor. All right, here's Davis in backcourt. Hurley takes it. 54-48, Duke with the lead. Kentucky still in that 2-3 zone. Brown. There's a loop inside, and Pelfrey picked it off. Taken out of his fingers by Grant Hill, but he was standing out of bounds, so Kentucky gets the ball. Good defense inside by John Pelfrey. He just checked in. The Kentucky crowd says, let's go. John Wood comes up over the line. Gives it off to Feldhaus in backcourt. Here's Dale Brown with it. Pelfrey takes it. Pelfrey looking. Gives to Mashburn. Mashburn gives in the right corner to Woods. Woods goes inside to Feldhaus. He missed it. Mashburn comes off with it. Puts it back up. No good. Duke's got the rebound. Mashburn is on the deck. Duke's got a run out going. Hurley's still running, but he elects to set it up now. Gives it to Hill. Here's Hurley for a 3. No good. Knocked down. Mashburn comes up with it as Feldhaus didn't get the handle. Mashburn runs it down. Gives it to Dale Brown. Puts a 3 in the air. No good. Kentucky shooting the 3 a little too quickly now. Not really getting squared up. Good position. Not going inside out. So Duke walks it down. Kentucky still in the 2-3. Duke has it spread out pretty well. Nobody underneath right now. Hurley bouncing in there to Lang. And I think Mashburn just got him from behind. That will be number 3. And 4 against the Cats. Hurley will put it in play from his own end of the court. John Woods really complaining to the officials, but no avail. Hurley comes into Leitner. Leitner will shoot the 3, but they pick him up. Davis with him. Right side to Grant Hill. To Leitner in backcourt. To Grant Hill. Leitner goes in, just leaned on Pelfrey, but they're working it on the perimeter right now. Hurley with it. Right side to Grant Hill, drives to the baseline. Almost had the ball taken away, but gets it and gives to Leitner. Out to Hurley. To Grant Hill. Out to Hurley. Throwing inside to Leitner. Leitner pumps, goes up for his shot, got it. 56-48. Duke with a lead. Here goes Woods driving the lane. He's in trouble, and they almost take it away from him. And finally, somebody gets hold of him, and I think it's going to be on Leitner. That'll be his second. Lexington Catholic and University Heights, they tell us, are tied 13-all at the end of the first quarter in the state tournament finals in Louisville. Kentucky's ball out of bounds. John Woods will put it in play. Comes in, and Dale Brown tried to put it up. Lang, it looked like a good block from here, but they say he got him. I think they missed that one the other way. That's Lang's 3rd.
Duke fouls on number 21, Antonio Lang. That's his 3rd personal foul.
4 on Duke. Dale Brown will go to the line. He's 1 out of 2 at the stripe.
Thomas Hill, number 12.
That's just about his average, about 50% shooter. He'll get 2.
This is Antonio Lang.
Lang is out. Thomas Hill's back in for Duke.
So we got the Hill boys, Grant and Thomas. Dale Brown at the line for the Cats, 16-14 to play. First of 2 goes up and good.
A moment ago when he had 2, he hit the first, missed the second.
56-49. Duke with the lead. Kentucky's Dale Brown ready for his second shot from the line. Shoots it. Nope, didn't go. Rebounded by Leitner. Feldhaus blocked him out, but didn't reach up for the ball. Leitner, much taller, just went up and got it. Hurley standing outside that 2-3, balances the floor, looks things over. Right side, he goes to Davis, to Hurley. Hurley on the dribble, likes to penetrate when he can and dish off. That's where he's dangerous, dishing off. Here's Davis with it, back out to Hurley. Hurley goes down inside, and Mashburn picks it off. He tried to go to Leitner. Mashburn runs it down on the dribble, holds up, gives to Woods. Woods floats in there to Mashburn. He's a little too tall. Mashburn pumps, goes up, got it. 56-51. Duke coming in a hurry, but Kentucky's defense is back, so Hurley waits. Leitner and Grant Hill late coming down. Back in the 2-3 zone, right side to Thomas Hill. He comes out to Hurley. Hurley looks inside the zone, but goes to Thomas Hill. He's looking in, comes out to Hurley. Off on the left side to Davis. Davis on the dribble to Hurley. Hurley is it on the right side. Thomas Hill for a three. It doesn't go, but rebounded by Duke. Davis has got it, puts it up and in, and he's fouled. Pelfrey got him, and that will be his fourth. John Pelfrey becomes the second Kentucky starter to pick up 4 fouls. And the man who already has 4, Jamel Martinez, is going to come in to take his place. So give Davis the field goal and put him on the line for a 3-point attempt. Boy, he came slashing out of nowhere to go high in the air to get that rebound on the missed shot by Duke.
Darren Feldhaus was so intense in trying to keep Cherokee Parks away from the goal, he didn't go up for the ball again.
Parks is in. Leitner taking a rest. Brian Davis at the line. Puts it up. Got it. And with 15 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game, we got a timeout. Duke 59, Kentucky 51. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
The University of Kentucky. It's a part of so many lives. It's the University of Connie Aubrey of Nicholasville, Elementary Public School Principal of the Year.
When I have questions or concerns about educational reform, I just call the UK College of Education.
It's the University of Tony Gray, UK alum and partner in Crawley and Gray Advertising.
Hey, you'll never know what you'll need in this business, but you always need it yesterday. UK is one of the most used numbers in my Rolodex.
The University of Kentucky is a part of so many lives. Make it a part of yours.
Hi, this is Coach Rick Pitino for Great Financial Federal. Sometimes a ball team's goal of winning seems more like a dream than a reality. To build the endurance and strength it takes to win, the coach has to keep that goal.
Martinez with 4 fouls has just come in for John Pelfrey, who committed his 4th. Pelfrey picked up 2 early and has not played much tonight. Played well, but not a lot. Over the line comes Woods. Gives to Mashburn. He comes into backcourt. He deals it off to Dale Brown. Right side to Woods. Feldhaus takes it at long range. Got to pass a little later. He'd had a 3-point shot there. He dribbles. Gives to Martinez. Martinez against the man-to-man. Here goes Woods driving. Dale Brown bluffs a move. Now goes along the baseline. Puts up a bad shot. It doesn't go. And Duke's got the rebound. That was a terrible shot for Brown to take. Made a move and then didn't have a shot and shot it anyway. Underhanded. Tried to lay it up. Took a pretty good spill. Duke slowing it up against the zone. Right side, back out to Hurley. Left side to Thomas Hill, back to Hurley. Right side, it goes to Davis, out to Hurley. They're just killing some clock. Thomas Hill drives the baseline with a jumper. That is no good. Martinez tries to tap it, but picked up by Davis. He's stripped. Loose ball. They fight for it in there. Davis still has it. Puts it up. No good. Tapped up. Knocked out of there by Duke. I think it'll go to Kentucky. Yep, Duke hit it in the cylinder. But they're just playing volleyball with it as Kentucky hadn't come close to getting a rebound.
That was Grant Hill who got his hand up around the cylinder and knocked it off. But now Davis had the contact knocked out, and he's down on one knee trying to locate it. While they do that, Cawood, I think we're going to run down the fouls for Kentucky. Mashburn has 3. Pelfrey has 4. Martinez has 4. Woods has 3. It's also interesting that Kentucky has only had 1 field goal in the second half, and we played almost 6 minutes of play.
That's right. That was Mashburn just a couple of minutes ago.
3 free throws by Richie Farmer and 1 free throw by Dale Brown, and that's been it. Well, Davis, did he find it? He thought he had. He made a move, but it wasn't there. 5 players and the trainer out trying to find it.
Well, Duke has just taken over the boards, Ralph. They out-rebounded Kentucky the first half. They're bigger, they're better athletes, they jump better, and it's beginning to really show now. Because Kentucky was trying. They were under there. It wasn't that they were standing and watching. They just couldn't get it. Martinez was fighting his heart out in there, and he just couldn't come off with it.
Leitner is back into the game. He and Parks, the Twin Towers, are in for Duke.
Down court comes Sean Woods. Duke is man-to-man. Comes out to Dale Brown. Gives it to Feldhaus in backcourt. Leitner guarding him. Feldhaus tries to drive on him. Can't get through. Gives it to Dale Brown. He brings it out at longer range. And away from the ball, Parks holding Martinez. That's number 2 on Parks. Number 5 on Duke.
Team fouls even up now on this half of play at 5 apiece.
That's his second.
Kentucky will take it out of bounds. Feldhaus from his own end of the court. Aaron has not scored a point. Hasn't shot much. 0 for 4. Here's Woods with it on the inbounds play. Backs up on the dribble. Hurley comes with him. Gives to Mashburn on the left wing. Mashburn guarded by Grant Hill now. Gives it off to Woods at long range. Kentucky running its offense against this man-to-man defense. Woods looking inside. Tries to go to Mashburn, and Leitner picked it off. That's good defense by Leitner. Just stepped around in front of Mashburn and comes up with a steal. Long floater cross court out to Leitner in backcourt. He will shoot the 3, but they're on him. To Hurley, who does, and no good. Rebounded by Dale Brown. For Kentucky, comes the other way with it, leaves it off to Woods. Woods up the middle, still going, spins his way into the paint, puts it up and in.
Boy, Kentucky really needed a bucket right there.
They did, and that's what the kind of penetration they need. All right, Kentucky pressing, and Leitner bounces into Hurley. Hurley on the dribble, escapes Martinez, brings it down the right side. Dale Brown has picked him up. Now Kentucky hustles back to set up, and it's 2-3. Hurley with it. Right side to Thomas Hill, out to Hurley. Grant Hill passes off in the left corner, and here is Leitner. Hits it.
That's the first 3-pointer he has taken.
He's our best 3-point shooter. 62-53. That is the biggest lead for the Blue Devils. Good at the other end by Woods. Woods just going all the way. Kissed it up off the glass. 62-55. Duke with the lead and with the ball. 12:23 to play. Leitner running the end zone, trying to get some daylight. Gives it into Grant Hill, and he has the press beaten, and the numbers are the other way. And here driving, layup, good by Parks.
All Mashburn could do is watch him go. He has 3 fouls.
Woods brings it over the line. 64-55 Duke. Mashburn with it. Left corner to Feldhaus. Feldhaus dribbles into backcourt. Leitner has taken Feldhaus, and he's really shut him down. Here's Brown with it on the left wing to Woods down underneath, and he tried to get it off to Feldhaus. It's knocked out of bounds by Leitner.
And Cawood Duke's bringing the defense out further in the second half. They're man-to-man. They have been all the second half, and that's keeping Kentucky from shooting the 3.
11:53 to play in the game. Duke 64, Kentucky 55. This is the UK Basketball Network.
Outstanding bargains. Unbelievable prices. At Paul Miller's big used car lot on New Circle Road. Save hundreds, save thousands into this special purchase. Like new 1990 Ford Aerostar extended van. 7-passenger seating, air, power steering, power windows, tilt, cruise, and much more. Just $10,990. Plus only tax and light. Just $10,990. Better hurry. Limited supply. Paul Miller has hundreds of late model cars and trucks all on sale. Come see us today.
All his music, still the leader. Paul Miller. Leading the way from books today.
The Great April Sale is now in progress at Dawhares. Enjoy huge store-wide savings on beautiful fashions featured in our new spring catalog. The hottest styles, the brightest colors, the freshest looks for spring at Great April Sale savings. Save on Mrs. Short sets just $14.99 each. Junior silk blouses $29.99. And men's plaid shorts just $18.99. The Great April Sale going on now at Dawhares.
Philadelphia. This is Ralph Acker with Cawood Ledford and Tom Devine. It is 64-55 Duke. with 11 minutes and 53 seconds to go in this basketball game. Kentucky has 3 of 7 from the field in this half for 48% for the game, 43% in this half. They're 4 of 6 from the free throw line in this half, 9 of 13 for the game. Duke 5 out of 11 from the field for the half, 45% for the game. Duke is hitting 64%. Duke 2 out of 3 from the charity stripe in this half, 13 of 16 for the game. For the game, Duke has out-rebounded Kentucky 25-12. In this half, they have out-rebounded Kentucky, same margin, 8-4. Duke has 17 assists for the game. Kentucky only has 11. They're 4-1 here in assists in this half of play. Duke has turned the ball over 3 times in this half. Kentucky has turned it over twice. Kentucky will get the ball out of bounds, and here's Cawood.
Aaron Feldhaus will put it in play for the Cats from his own end of the court. We got Ford and Dale Brown at the guards, Martinez at center, Mashburn and Feldhaus at the forwards for Kentucky. Duke leads it by 9, 64-55. 11 minutes, 53 seconds to go. A long way. Feldhaus takes it, looks in, still looking, comes into Dale Brown. They call Martinez for setting a moving pick. That's the same fella that has really hurt Kentucky with the whistle tonight.
He took the game away from Kentucky in the first half with 3 calls. For Martinez, Cawood, that's history. He's out of here.
Yep, I don't believe we'll see this fella move on to the Final Four. Well, Martinez fouls out with 11:52 to go with 5 points.
If we see him in the Final Four, he's got low friends in high places.
He does. He has really hurt him. Meaning to or not, he has. Leitner will put it in play for the Blue Devils. Gives it in to Grant Hill. Hill on the dribble, passes to Leitner. Leitner looks behind him, now runs it over and waits. Grant Hill comes over and takes it. Grant Hill is such an athlete. He can play the point guard at 6'8". He is really a gifted athlete. Kentucky stay into the zone. Hurley with it. Dribbling around outside. Takes it back from Grant Hill, right side to Leitner. Leitner looking under, out to Hurley. Hurley off on the left side to Grant Hill. Comes out. Duke getting very patient with that lead. Leitner wanted to shoot the 3. Now he passes it outside. Hurley for a 3. Beauty.
He had missed 2 in a row till he got that one.
Hurley has 3 baskets, 3 field goals, and they're all 3. 67-55. Biggest lead for the Blue Devils, and Kentucky wants a timeout, and Sean Woods will check in. Duke 67, Kentucky 55, 11:08 to go in the ball game. This is the UK Basketball Network.
Hello, friends. Al Purnell here. The Big Blue certainly didn't dribble when they acquired Coach Pitino. They got a real winner. And when you buy Purnell's Old Folks Whole Hog Country Sausage, you'll be a winner too. Because we don't add water to our hot or medium roll sausage, just the finest cuts of meat and all natural spices. It's our pleasure to bring you this Kentucky game, and it's always our pleasure to bring to your table the best sausage that men can make or money can buy. Purnell's Old Folks Whole Hog Country Sausage. It's good.
You find it in promises, and you find it in plans, in the midst of laughter and in silences shared. When the deal is sealed and when the dance is done, it's there. And for 80 million responsible Americans, it's simply a good part of the good life. It's beer. A message from Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Lexington Catholic is leading University Heights at halftime of the State High School Basketball Championship in Louisville by a score of 28-26. They got way of the ball game going on down there. It is 67-55. Duke hitting from the field very well in this half of play. Kentucky not being able to get ready to fall. They only have 3 field goals in this half. Accredit a lot of that to just a strong Duke defense. They're coming out, putting the pressure on the 3, not giving the Kentuckian shot. Kentucky makes some changes. Brown is in. Woods is in. Feldhaus is in. Mashburn is in. And Timberlake is into the Kentucky ball game. We thought Richie Farmer was coming in, but he's still on the bench.
Ralph, he came up to the scorer's table, but apparently they had a change of heart. He's not in there. I think they're going to have to get him in pretty soon because they got to get some scoring now. Dale Brown, the better defensive player, but Kentucky needs some offense. Feldhaus will put the ball in play. Kentucky's already lost one starter. Jamel Martinez has just fouled out. Pelfrey's on the bench for 4. Feldhaus gives it into Woods. Passes it back across the line. Woods dribbles back into Kentucky territory. Duke man-to-man. Feldhaus with it. Backcourt. Mashburn takes it on the left wing. Mashburn's got to go to work also. He tries to bluff a move, but doesn't go. He goes down, posts up, and a bad pass, but he chases it down. If he got a pass on the block, he'd have had a chance to make a move. That was a poor pass inside of Mashburn. Woods with it again. Mashburn trying to post up in there. And here is Brown open, takes it, lays it in. Dale Brown broke wide open as they were trying to really double-team Mashburn. 67-57 Kentucky. Intercepted by Feldhaus. Gives it out to Woods. Woods to Mashburn. Goes up for a 3 straight away. Got it. 67-60. And Duke wants a timeout with 10:25 to play. Duke 67, Kentucky 60. This is the UK Basketball Network. That's 8 on Duke, so it'll be 1-1 for John Pelfrey. Pelfrey has not scored this half. He's been on the bench most of it with 4 fouls. John had a good first half. In fact, when he left with his second foul, he was the leading scorer for Kentucky with 6. Gets it.
Haywood, you got to figure that Kentucky's played Duke a whale of a game with at maximum 4/5 of their team there.
That's right. And still in the thing. 6:46 to go and down by 6. Pelfrey at the line can cut it to 5. On its way. Beauty. 11 points for Pelfrey. 81-76. Presses on into Davis. Gives it back to Grant Hill. Hill is listed as a forward, but he has really handled the ball as much as Hurley has tonight. Hill dribbles it over the line. Still dribbling. Works it off to the right side. Feldhaus with him defensively. Looks in at Leitner, but goes to Thomas Hill at the top of the key. Back to Grant Hill. Long range right side. Here goes Hurley going for the basket, and he runs over John Pelfrey.
Finally, they got that official out of there where he couldn't make that call and get a guy in there who could make it right.
Yeah. So Kentucky gets the ball as John Pelfrey took the charge, and it was called that way. Comes into Woods. 6:20 left in this game. Woods down court for the Wildcats. Still dribbling it. Gives it to Mashburn. Backcourt with him. Feldhaus takes it. Long range left side. Pelfrey just back of the keyhole with the ball. Gives to Feldhaus on the left wing. Dribbles it out into backcourt. Gives to Mashburn. Mashburn throws it in. Here's Dale Brown. Open. Got it. 81-78. Duke's lead at 3. Press is on. Comes into Leitner. Leitner looking. Puts down the dribble. Mashburn slaps it away from him. Out of bounds. Comes up with him. Didn't go out. Mashburn with a steal. Feldhaus for a 3. Doesn't go. Fight for it. And Davis comes out of there for Duke, and Dale Brown fouls him. That was a good call. Dale got him. Boy, if that 3 had gone, but they don't all go. And it'll be 2 shots. That was Kentucky's 10th foul.
Dale Brown, that's his 3rd personal foul. Kentucky is over the limit.
Duke will be on the line with a 3-point lead, 5:42 to go.
When Kentucky's been in a position to really make the move, it's been the free throws that put Duke back out on top.
That was a good call there, though. Brown definitely reached in on it. Pelfrey tried to get the rebound. He battled as hard as he could and just couldn't pull it out of there. Feldhaus missing the 3. Davis on the line. He's an excellent free throw shooter. All the Duke players are. Puts up the first of 2. Bounces off. No good. Has another one coming. Brian Davis, a senior. At the stripe. 1 shot left. Ready. In the air. No good. Battled in the air, and Woods goes and gets it. Brings it down for Kentucky. Woods working. Coming out to take it is Pelfrey. Pelfrey gives to Feldhaus. He's open. Didn't take it. Woods. Woods is going to take a 3. Yes. And it's 81-81 as Kentucky catches up. The press is on. Knocked out of the hands of Thomas Hill by by Dale Brown, and that was a close call, but they got Dale Brown for his fourth one. They'll go down and shoot two at the other end. Antonio Lang ready to come in, but apparently he's coming in for the shooter. 81-81 with 5:20 to play. Kentucky's been down by 11. Here they are right back in the face of the number one ranked team in the country, ranked number one all season, favored to win the national championship for the second year in a row. And Thomas Hill can push the Dukies back in front. Has two shots coming. Clock stopped at 5:20 to play. Hill ready for the first. It's up and it's rolling in. Good. 82-81 Duke. John Pelfrey just pointed to Jamal Mashburn. I don't know whether the mash needs to come out or not. I was just asking Coach Pitino something.
He was saying, should he post up?
Hill at the line. Shoots it. Got it. It's two in a row, and Duke reclaims the lead. 83-81 over Kentucky. And we've got a timeout called by the Blue Devils. 5 minutes, 20 seconds to play. Duke 83, Kentucky 81. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
Delta Airlines makes it easier to meet the people of Europe with service to more European cities than any other U.S. carrier. Now Delta flies to 35 cities in Europe and beyond. Cities such as Amsterdam, Barcelona, Geneva, Madrid, Nice, Oslo, Paris. In short, Delta can fly you almost anywhere you want in Europe, from Athens to Zurich. So see your travel agent or call Delta.
Chief mechanic for NASCAR driver Mark Martin.
In a pit stop, you're standing there waiting on your race car. You know you have a job and you need to do it inside 20 seconds.
Steve uses Valvoline in his race car.
In the Duke blue. Blue numbers. Kentucky's ball out of bounds. They trail by 2. Feldhaus getting set to put it in play to Woods. And to call the last 5:20, here's Cawood. Woods brings it down on the dribble. Duke appear to be in a zone, and Duke is in a zone. Nope, they're man-to-man. Here's Feldhaus with it. Alton's just back of the keyhole. They go inside. Here goes Mashburn for the basket. Puts it up. Got it. 83-83. Full court press is on. Hurley with it, and Woods. Oh, boy. Close call. He's called for reaching in. Maybe he got it. That's his fourth. They'll walk to the other end where Hurley will stride to the line. He's at 3 out of 4. He'll get 2. Woods slapped, got some ball, might have gotten Hurley. 83-83. Score is tied for the 4th time, 2nd time in this half. Kentucky made up an 11-point deficit here in the second half. Hurley at the line can push Duke back into the lead. First one on its way, and it's perfect. 84-83, Duke. 4:56 to go. Hurley, the shot. It's good. 85-83, Duke with the lead, Kentucky with the ball. Mashburn has 25 points. He comes into backcourt and takes the pass. They drop off of him, but he bounces off Dale Brown, bluffs the 3. Pelfrey wanted to shoot it, but they come get him in a hurry. Here's Sean Woods in the left corner with it. He puts down a dribble, bringing it back out at long range. Duke is in a zone. Pelfrey takes it. Gives in there to Feldhaus. Feldhaus has the ball slapped away, but he got fouled. Leitner has his 4th, if I have my figures right. And that is Duke's 10th. So Feldhaus will get 2. Feldhaus has not scored, has not been to the free throw line. Thomas Hill ready to check in for Duke. But Feldhaus already has the ball. He has to wait till after the first shot. Feldhaus misses. Aaron's had a rough trip tonight. He's 0 for 4 from the field and now 0 for 1 from the charity stripe.
Hasn't shot very much. Played good defense, though. Good, solid defense. Needs to hit this free throw. Puts it up. Got it. He is a good free throw shooter, 80%er. 85-84, presses on. Duke leads by 1. Hurley with it. Just circling around. Woods goes out. Feldhaus trying to help out, but he passes over the line to Thomas Hill. Hurley takes it back, gives to Hill. That's Thomas Hill. Long range left side. Duke trying to open up the floor as Kentucky's man-to-man. They'd like to go one-on-one. But right now, Duke is content to kill some clock and get it down a little closer, then go one-on-one with the great athletic skill Duke has. Hurley takes it, knocked away, and almost out of bounds. Almost touched by Hurley, and Washington Woods hit it last. Woods almost picking that thing off. They took Leitner out when he committed his 4th foul, but he's going to come back in with 4:04 to go, and Lang goes out. Leitner holds up 4 fingers, which means he'll probably go to the 4 corners, would be my guess. They're not in the 4 corner, but they are. Now they're setting a stack inside. 12 seconds to go because that was tapped out by the hand. And here is Grant Hill working on Feldhaus. Gives off instead to Thomas Hill. He comes across the lane with a jump shot. It's in and good. It took a couple of trips, but it stays there. That was a big basket by Duke. Makes it 87-84. 3-point lead. Kentucky with the ball, trailing by 3. Woods to Pelfrey. Underneath the Feldhaus open. Got it. Great pass from Pelfrey. It's 87-86. Feldhaus broke open, and his teammate John Pelfrey drilled him with a perfect pass under there. Grant Hill in backcourt for the Blue Devils. Works it down the right side, reverses, gives to Hurley. Woods after him. Here's Thomas Hill with it. Thomas Hill going to Leitner, top of the key. They go down inside to Grant Hill. He fakes, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Mashburn. Mashburn gets it out to Woods. Woods running the right side with it. Bounces off in the right corner. Brown for a 3. Yes! And Kentucky goes ahead, 89-87. A takeoff play by Davis. Puts it up, no good, but it'll be offensive goaltending, and Davis will get the basket.
Mashburn getting there late. All Pelfrey could do is flag at him because he already has 4 fouls.
That's right, and Mashburn hit the ball, but I think it was a good call. It was too far up on the board. 89-89. The score is tied. 2:48 to go. Woods brings it into offensive court for the Wildcats. Gives to Pelfrey in backcourt. Pelfrey looks. Mashburn takes it just outside the paint. Feldhaus fakes the 3. Gives to Pelfrey. Lets the 3 go. It isn't any good. Brown has it. Bring it out of there, Brown. Don't shoot in there. Throws it out to Feldhaus. To Pelfrey. I thought Brown was going to shoot next round. Here's Pelfrey trying to drive. Bounces in, but it's picked off almost, and then a foul. John Woods battled to save that one, and Davis got him, and that's his 4th. 2:22 to play. Mike Krzyzewski, the Duke coach, has been very calm on the sideline, but he is up now. This Kentucky team has brought him to his feet.
Like it has thousands of Kentucky fans here in Memorial Coliseum and around the Commonwealth.
Sean Woods has had such a great tournament. He's got 17 points. First time on the line for him, he'll shoot 2. Hits it. 90-89 Kentucky. 2:22 to play. Woods at the line. Lets it go. It's there. 91-89. Presses on for the Cats. Grant Hill bounces into Hurley. Hurley on the dribble. They're trying to get him in a trap, but he runs out of it. Passes over to Grant Hill. Kentucky has to hurry back. Man-to-man. Hurley with it. Hurley out at long range. Gives to Thomas Hill. Looks in there for Leitner. Can't find him. Now they get it into Leitner. Leitner has it knocked away by Feldhaus. They call him for a foul. That was close. Feldhaus picks up his 1st, but that'll put Leitner on the line for 2. Leitner's been up there 4 times without a miss.
That's his first personal foul.
21 points already as Leitner steps up for 2 more. 2:03 left in this game. Kentucky leads by 2. Duke's Christian Leitner on the line, a chance to tie it. 2 shots. 91-89. Leitner lets it go. Good. Rattle the rim, but it stays. 91-90. Leitner back at the line. Up it goes and good. 91-91, score tied. Sean Woods down court for the Wildcats. Gives to Pelfrey in backcourt. Looking in, gives to Feldhaus instead. Feldhaus to Pelfrey. Pelfrey holding the ball, puts down a dribble now, gives to Woods. Woods looks, gives, he tried to go to Feldhaus. Feldhaus, I don't think knew it was coming for him. He didn't even put his hands up. I don't know whether he could have gotten it or not, but it sails out of bounds, a little behind him. Not a good pass. Duke gets it back. Grant Hill gets it into Hurley. Hurley running it down court. Still moving with it. They don't want to foul it. Great free throw shooter. Make them get it the hard way. Here goes Hurley for the basket. He gets back outside to Thomas Hill. Hurley's got it from Grant Hill. Comes way outside. 1:30 to play. 30 on the shot clock. Hurley with it. Middle is open. They're in kind of a double stack. Hurley gives off to Leitner in the right corner. He comes on the dribble. Passes inside. It's deflected, but Davis has got it and brings it way back out for Duke. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Grant Hill comes out with the ball. There goes Grant Hill. Wants to go one-on-one. Gives to Thomas Hill. Comes in. Nice fake. Puts up a jumper. It's good. Big shot for Thomas Hill. Makes it 93-91. 57 seconds to go. Woods works off to the right side. They look inside for Mashburn. Now he gives to Feldhaus in backcourt. Coming out to take it is Pelfrey. Pelfrey guarded closely. Angles right. Goes to the baseline. Gets under the basket. Deflected. Feldhaus puts it up and in. And it's 93-93. Duke with the ball. Shot clock is off. Hurley with it. Hurley brings it down. They don't want to foul. They want to make Duke beat them with a shot. Man-to-man. Hurley working back and forth outside. Grant Hill with it. They have spread the floor. They're going for the last shot. 13 seconds, 12. Hurley with it. Hurley on the dribble. Woods with it. Hurley driving. Puts up a jumper. No good. Mashburn comes off with it and calls timeout. But the clock shows no time.
They're going over to the official score.
I think they'll have to put a second on, Ralph, I believe. They haven't put anything on, but we got a timeout call by Kentucky. The score tied. 93-93. The clock shows 0-0-0. But I believe they'll put something back on the board. Herb Sendek going down to midcourt.
Cawood, isn't it this year that in the championship game that you can go to the television monitors and look at it?
Rick Pitino's up there pleading his case. We're going to stay right here till we see what they do. Well, is it over, or we go to overtime, or does Kentucky have a second?
I thought he put the shot up actually with 3 seconds to go, so when he got the rebound and called the timeout, there should be about one at least.
I never heard the horn.
I heard it when he got out here about when they called the timeout.
Well, I guess we haven't put anything back, Ralph, so apparently we're going to overtime. It'd have to be my guess. We'll be back to let you know what's happening. It's 93-93, Kentucky and Duke. This is the UK Basketball Network.
Ms. Weatherwax, tell the court what happened.
My boss, Mr. Adams, asked me to find a new phone system.
Why didn't he suggest GTE Centranet service? A system so simple it's as easy as plugging in your phone.
I never heard of it.
Did you know it lets you add on features?
No.
That you could get it with virtually no upfront costs?
What are you, a lawyer or a GTE salesman?
I'll ask the questions, Mr. Adams.
To order GTE's Centranet service, call 1-800-462-6000. GTE, the power is on.
All roads lead to Kentucky's big one during Paul Miller's championship sale. Save hundreds, save thousands with special 5% APR financing for 48 months on every brand new Mazda in stock.
This is Cawood Ledford. Special finance arrangements with local banks have been made to offer you this exceptional 5% rate. Paul Miller has a large selection of new Mazdas ready for instant delivery. Make your best deal ever, but hurry. This is a limited time offer.
With low 5% financing, all roads lead to the championship sale at Paul Miller Mazda.
Well, also also, we have a malfunctioning clock, Cawood, as we get ready to go into the overtime period.
It's not an overtime, Ralph. 8 tenths of a second.
Okay, well, now they had to finally get somebody over there to figure it out. That was their problem altogether. Well, in the middle of the third, into the third, U Heights is leading Lexington Catholic 47-39 to the Sweet 16 of the boys tournament down in Louisville. 8 tenths of a second to go. You saw what could happen the other night in the Georgia Tech-Memphis State game.
Yes, except this time Kentucky's got the length of the court. That was not true in that game. So they'll just have to throw it the length and hope somebody can grab it and put it in. They work on these things, though, Ralph, every day.
Duke's players are being warned to go back. Coach Pitino is waving everybody up in the front court.
I think there has to be a takeoff play here because Kentucky has everybody up at the Duke end of the floor. Leitner guarding Mashburn, who's out of bounds. Mashburn looks, now throws long, and throws it out of bounds.
No, it can't be. It was touched, wasn't it, by Duke? Didn't Duke touch the ball?
Rick Pitino says Duke did. The clock shows no time. Duke is saying it's air ball down there at that end. I think Duke tapped it out of bounds. It was intended for Pelfrey, but we're waiting for a call. Pitino and Krzyzewski both down there at midcourt.
When you've had this kind of game officiated, you don't want to let it get down to this because these guys have not done a good job at anything. I guess they say that's the end of regulation time.
It should be because it was deflected. So they put 5 minutes up. We've got 5 minutes more of basketball. And we go to overtime, and that's quite a surprise in itself that Kentucky's carried this #1 team in the country into overtime and still very much in this game, Ralph.
Indeed they are. And Cawood, let's look at the stats here as they ended the first half or the second half of play. For the second half, Kentucky had 16 field goals. Duke had 13. Duke hits 13 of 17 from the free throw line. Kentucky 11 out of 15. Duke only out-rebounded Kentucky finally in that second half of regulation play, 11-10. They out-rebounded Kentucky 28-18 for the 40 minutes. Now for the ball game, Duke has 31 of 47 from the field. Kentucky 33 out of 59 from the field. So Duke hits 66%. What a shooting percentage that is. And now Kentucky's hit 55-9. Duke was 24 of 30 in regulation play. Kentucky 16 out of 22. So Kentucky hit 72%, but the numbers, the astonishing thing, having 8 fewer free throws. Three-point land, Kentucky 11 of 20, Duke 7 of 14. So Kentucky is 55% from three-point land, and Duke gets 50%. Kentucky turned the ball over 11 times, Duke 19. Kentucky had 16 points after turnovers. Duke had 28 points for turnovers. 5 minutes have been put on the clock in overtime play here in the East region. The winner of this one will go on to play Indiana in the NCAA Final Four. Leitner is in, and Mashburn will jump against him. Here's Cawood.
Martinez out of there. Leitner much taller and gets the tap, taps it out of bounds. Kentucky's ball. Yes. Pelfrey did a good job there. He shielded the Duke player who couldn't get to it before it went out of bounds. Pelfrey with the ball comes into Woods. 93-93. We're in overtime. Woods dribbling in backcourt. Pelfrey comes out and takes it. Feldhaus out. Takes the ball in backcourt. They give it up and go under. Sean Woods with it. Feldhaus goes inside. Here's Mashburn going to try a three. Doesn't go this time. Rebounded by Duke. Coming off with it is Thomas Hill. Boy, they can really get off their feet. A wonderful bunch of athletes for Duke. Hurley brings it down over the line. Hurley just dribbling out at long range. Mashburn had a chance at the three, and he has hit 3 of them tonight, but that one did not go. Hill with it to Grant Hill. Grant Hill puts down a dribble, spins, comes in, puts it up, and it bounces off of there. Rebounded by Dale Brown. Gets it out of there to Woods, and Kentucky comes on the attack. Woods angles off to the left side. Gives it out to Pelfrey. He's going to try a three. He's open out there. Got it! 96-93 Kentucky. 3:53 still left in this overtime. Leitner into Grant Hill. Hill, look out, Mashburn. He can't afford to lose him. He's crowding him a little bit, driving with the ball. Here's a foul, a charging foul against Duke, and it's called against, it was Pelfrey they ran into. Who was the foul on?
It's on Davis. That's 5 on him, isn't it?
I have 5 on him.
Now each team has lost one man.
That's 13 points for Brian Davis, who fouls out with 3:42 to go in the overtime.
Ball control foul gives the ball out of bounds to Kentucky in backcourt.
Lang comes in to take his place. Kentucky has the ball and a 3-point lead. 3:42 to go. Long way in this overtime. Sean Woods on the dribble down court for the Cats. Brings it up over the stripe. Gives to Mashburn in backcourt. Mashburn, guarded by Lang, gets it off to Dale Brown. Brown off to Sean Woods. Feldhaus. Look. Just bounces and gives it back to Woods. Woods comes out. Gives it off to Pelfrey. Pelfrey looking inside. Doesn't see anything, so he puts down the dribble. Motions for Woods to break for the basket. Now Pelfrey tries to go. Can't. Gets it out to Feldhaus. Is a bad pass. He got to it and got it over to Woods. Almost threw that one away. We got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Woods, here he goes, driving in. It's taken away from him as he tried to deal it off. Thomas Hill running the other way off to Leitner. Leitner throws it out to Hurley. Almost threw it over his head, but Hurley's got it. So Duke gets it back. Big turnover there for the Cats. Never got the shot away. Here's almost stolen by Woods, but he didn't get it, and Hurley for a 3. It is no good, but Grant Hill back to Hurley for another 3. This one's good. And it's 96 all. That was a big rebound there that Duke came off with after the miss. Woods over the line for Kentucky. 2.5 minutes to play in the overtime. Pelfrey with it in backcourt. Pelfrey puts down the dribble. Tried to set him a screen. Didn't work. He works off of it. Goes in. Pumps. Goes up with a shot. Good. Underneath. 98-96. Kentucky with a lead. 2:10 left in this overtime. Grant Hill with it for Duke. Brings it down on the dribble. Over the stripe. Puts a move on Dale Brown, who's still with him. Grant Hill off to Hurley. Hurley going to Leitner. Leitner on the baseline. Puts down his dribble. He's double teamed. Got it inside, but somebody got him. Pelfrey had picked off the pass, but Mashburn had fouled him. That's his 4th. That'll put Leitner at the line. He hasn't missed in 6 trips. He'll get 2. 1:53 to play in an overtime game. Kentucky leading Duke 98-96. The clock stopped at 1:53 for Christian Leitner to shoot 2.
Christian Leitner at the line.
Leitner puts up the first. It's good. 98-97 Kentucky. Leitner a chance to tie it. Been tied 8 times. Leitner shoots. It's even. 98 all. Kentucky with the ball. 1:50 left in this game. We're in overtime. Sean Woods for the Cats. Gives to Pelfrey in backcourt. Feldhaus takes it. Bluffs the 3. Gives to Woods instead. Woods backs up with a closed fist. Kentucky running its play. Woods still on the dribble. Gives it off to Pelfrey on the left wing. To Mashburn. Mashburn in the top of the key. Feldhaus on the right wing. Dribbles into backcourt. Gives to Woods. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Woods just dribbling. Here he goes into the paint. Puts up a jumper. It's short. Rebounded by Leitner. That one caught the lip of the rim. Woods made a nice move. He's had a big game. He's got 19 points, but Duke's got that ball in the score tie. 33 seconds on the shot clock. Hurley circles right. Looks low. Now he comes out in the backcourt to Leitner. Leitner wanted to shoot the 3. Decides to try to put down a dribble, but Mashburn is with him. He's still looking. And timeout Duke, as Leitner had a little trouble getting rid of the ball. Duke wants timeout with 22 seconds on the shot clock. It's all even. 98-98. We're in overtime. 54 seconds left in the overtime.
Indeed it is. Cawood, there may be a team somewhere down the road that'll become more loved But this right now would have to be the most beloved team ever at the University of Kentucky, simply for the fact that they have portrayed more heart. They have brought forth more heart than any team I can remember in the 20-plus years that I've been around. I don't know about your 39. I know one of the rough grunts is in here watching it, too. Tommy Cron. I ran into him last night, and he said to me then, he said, I think this team is better liked than the one that we had. Boy, they have shown it out there tonight. Down by 12. Fighting back against all odds, with Belfry having 4 fouls on him. Martinez already on the bench. Woods at the time had 3. He now has 4. Brown at the time had 3. He now has 4. But they have stayed in with the number 1 seed, not only, as Cawood put it a few minutes ago, in this region, but in all of college basketball, in the Duke Blue Devils, the defending champions. You last year beat UNLV. The team wanted to go back to Minneapolis and defend their title against Indiana, the team that they'll meet right off the bat in the NCAA. Whichever team it is here will meet Indiana, who won this afternoon over UCLA. Well, in the overtime, Duke is 1 out of 3. Kentucky is 2 out of 4. But Duke has gone to the free throw line twice, as has been their want for tonight. And they have hit 2 of those to even that field goal out. And it is 0-for-0 for Kentucky here in this half of play, or this overtime period. It was tied at the end of overtime, 93 all. The score has been tied at 5, 27, 81, 83, 89, 91, 93, and 96, and now at 98. At halftime, Duke led it by 5 at 50-45. Kentucky led early in the game by as many as 8, and then fouls really started giving them in trouble. So with 54 and a half seconds to go on the game clock, 22 seconds left on the shot clock, it will be Duke's basketball on the side in their own front court of play. John Pelfrey, the captain, gives the Kentucky Wildcats, made up of Feldhaus, along with Brown, Woods, and Mashburn, a pep talk. Duke's ball out of bounds, and to call the final 54 and a half. Here's Cawood.
Grant Hill, right side. Offensive court for Duke. Will put it in play. Comes into Hurley deep. Hurley dribbling. Duke has diagrammed the play that Coach Krzyzewski wants. Hurley gives to Leitner, who's coming to back court. Back to Hurley. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hurley on the dribble. Woods with him. Hurley bounces off. Knocked out of bounds. Almost picked off by Dale Brown, but 5 seconds on the clock because he got it with his hand. They do not reset the clock.
If Kentucky can get this ball back without Duke scoring, it could be Kentucky's game.
Absolutely. 37 seconds to go, 5 on the shot clock. Grant Hill floats it in to Leitner. Leitner turns, pumps, goes up for a shot, rolls in. Was a big shot. So Kentucky comes down. 100-98 Duke. Wood, Pelfrey. Pelfrey goes to Mashburn. Mashburn goes for the basket, puts it up and in, and he fouled. Lang got him. To 100.
You could not have a more fierce competition or pressure-packed situation for the fans if you were in the championship game of the NCAA right now, Cawood.
The NCAA would dream of a game like this in that Final Four. 100 to 100. 19.6 seconds left. Jamal Mashburn at the line. Shot is up. Good. 101 to 100. But Duke still has 19 seconds to go, and Duke, that's Kentucky, that wants the timeout. Timeout on the court. We're in overtime. Kentucky with a 1-point lead and almost 20 seconds to play. 101 to 100. And we'll take a break right now, and we'll be right back on the UK Basketball Network.
Hi, this is Coach Rick Pitino for Great Financial Federal. Sometimes a ball team's goal of winning seems more like a dream than a reality. To build the endurance and strength it takes to win, the coach has to keep that goal in front of his team and work with them as they go for it. The folks at Great Financial Federal take the same approach to your finances. For over 75 years, they've had a winning tradition, and they want to make your dreams become a reality.
Great Financial Federal, your key to financial security.
Wildcat Wildcat basketball is hard playing, physically competitive, and smart. Athletes and coaches know that winning takes mental preparation. Southern States applies that same mental process in cultivating innovations to serve the constantly changing needs of our customers. From Growmaster Crop Services to petroleum, livestock and horse feed to lawn care products, Southern States is always thinking of new and better ways to serve you, and proud to support Wildcat basketball because success has always been something worth thinking about.
Each team has one timeout remaining. 19.6 seconds to go. The Cats 101, Duke 100. It has gone to the wire in overtime. It was tied at 93 all. At halftime, Duke led by 5. Duke has stayed in the game from the free throw line. From the free throw line, the #1 team in America challenged the Kentucky Wildcats right here. What a heart this group of Kentuckians had. Ralph Willard, who used to be Rick's #1 assistant, now the head man down at Western, told me in an interview before the game, he said, Ralph, I just can't believe that the heart of this Kentucky team will let this game get away. By golly, Cawood, he has again been right on the money. 19.6 seconds is all that remains.
I remind you, he is one of the guys who predicted a blowout the other night, too, though.
Now, he was the guy who said it was Scout who predicted the blowout.
I thought they both did.
19 points. That's important to remember. The 0.6 of a second. Kentucky called it.
Look for Duke to take off. They do not. They're just trying to set a screen to get it in. It comes into Hurley. Hurley working it down. Throws long to Leitner. Leitner into the paint is slapped out of his hands, and they're going to call a foul.
Ashburn. That's 5.
That's all. Ashburn commits his 5th foul. Goes out of there with 28 points and a big night. This puts Duke on the line for best free throw shooter. 81% on the year. 100% tonight. 8 for 8. Leitner shoots. It's good. That ties it 101 to 101.
You expect that from an All-American, the man who's the all-time leading scorer in the NCAA.
Leitner can push Duke into the lead. His dribble is over. The shot is on the way, and it is good. And Duke leads 102 to 101. Kentucky has the ball. Feldhouse gets it into Woods. We've got 11 seconds. Woods over the line. Gives to Pelfrey. Pelfrey. They call timeout on the Kentucky side over by the bench with 7.8 seconds. He has 3 guards and 2 forwards. Comes into Woods. Woods with Hurley on him. Is on the move. Here he goes down into the paint. His shot is up. Good! 2 seconds. John Woods backs it in off the glass. 103 to 102. 2 seconds left. And we've got a quick timeout, and we're going to stay right here. John Woods just took it, drove into the paint, tattooed it up on the board and back into the net. And the Cats lead by 1. And Kentucky. Here's the long pass, and Leitner's got it. Puts down a dribble, turns with a jumper. Good! And Duke wins it. 104 to 103. That is why they're #1. Back to Kentucky, but he's just made it such great fun. There's no one I'll miss more than Rick. He's really something special. Thanks to the university, they've been very supportive. Thanks to my partner, Jim Host, for his friendship and counsel. A big thank you to the 2 fellows who sit on each side of me tonight. Ralph Hacker has been alongside for the past 20 years, not only a colleague, but a good friend. Ralph will move into this chair next year, and I know he will do well. Tom Devine has been our technical director for the past 12 years. Tom is the best at what he does and also a great friend, and this is also his final UK broadcast. But most of all, my heartfelt thanks to you for your support, your loyalty, your friendship over these 39 years. Perhaps Adolph Rupp said it best. I'd like to borrow his words for my goodbye that he used in his goodbye speech, and the words are these. For those of you who have gone down the glory road with me, my eternal thanks. From Philadelphia, this is Cawood Ledford saying goodbye. Well, here's Coach Mike Krzyzewski. Great game, Mike. So apparently he's going to sit in with us for a minute. And, Coach, congratulations. It was a great, great game.
Thanks, Cawood. And I wanted to seek you guys out because all the Kentucky fans would be listening. And just to say how much empathy we have as a staff and team for the Kentucky kids. They were absolutely sensational. It was one of the best college games maybe the best I've ever been associated with. And so many kids from both sides made great plays. They made coaches look good, and I feel bad for them. I hope you believe that, because Richie Farmer and Jamal Mashburn, Pelfrey, Jamel Martinez, those kids we've gotten to know over the years, and they're great kids, and C.M. Newton and I are as close as anybody can be, and I feel bad for them, along with our exaltation, so to speak, and I just want to congratulate them on a truly fantastic year, and I hope we represent this region well when we go to the Final Four.
Coach K, that's
thank you, and for a great career for you.
Thank you kindly.
All right.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
And good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
That was very nice, and I know well meant from Coach Krzyzewski, who congratulates the Kentucky team, and it was a great one. As we started to say, this does it for us. From Philadelphia, Cawood Ledford saying goodbye and God bless you. And this is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
How long have we been sitting here?
You'll find it at CarQuest. By Grange Insurance, your partner in protection. By O'Charlie's, your great-tasting, good-time place where kids eat free every day. By Freedom Dodge Jeep Eagle, 1560 New Circle Road, Lexington, the spirit of Kentucky. And by P-Rats, with 600 store buying power, nobody beats P-Rats.
It was a bittersweet night here in this gymnasium. The Kentucky Wildcats had the victory, and then all of a sudden Duke took it away. But Duke fought just as hard as the Wildcats. Christian Leitner never missed a shot in 10 tries tonight from anywhere from the field, and he never missed a shot in 10 tries from the free throw line. And maybe if you're going to win one this way, that's the man that you would want there. He had hit one to tie the game at 98 all when it was 1 second on the shot clock. And then he turned around with 5/10 of a second on the shot clock after Kentucky dropped back into backcourt. They threw the ball down. It's hard when you're as short as Kentucky was in there at the moment, because both Mashburn and Martinez had fouled out, got the ball, turned, and threw it in from about 15 feet, and it wins 104-103. Duke continues along the road to Minneapolis and a chance to defend their NCAA championship they won last year. Jamel Martinez is with me, and we'll be back in just a minute and talk with him on the UK Basketball Network.
Your Kentucky Ford dealer is the one to see for more of the best-selling cars like Ford Taurus, Escort, and Tempo, 3 of the top-selling cars in America. Plus, Ford Thunderbird and Mustang are the best sellers in their class. And when it comes to station wagons, nobody outsells the Ford Taurus or Ford Escort. And now a 3-year or 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty is standard on all 92 Fords. So shouldn't you think Ford first? See your Kentucky Ford dealer today and test drive America's best sellers.
Hit me! Too long on the road ain't good for no man. Working honky-tonk for filth, I can't stand it. But I'm coming home, and one thing's true. Nothing beats that bad with you. Nothing beats our best Budweiser. Nothing beats that bud. Bring out the king of beer, your daddy just God's, yeah. Nothing beats the bud. And how's the Bush, St. Louis, Missouri?
Hello, EMS? Please hurry over here. I've stubbed my toe.
A visit to the emergency room is usually twice as expensive as a visit to your doctor. So if you rush to emergency because it's convenient, remember this. Every time the emergency room is misused, we all foot the bill because we all pay more in healthcare costs, and that's cause for some real alarm.
Oh, there's pain. A lot of pain. Oh, pain.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kentucky, let's start working together. We can't afford not to.
Judith Wells of Georgetown, Kentucky, James Warren of Lancaster, and Dean and Dottie Smelzer of Louisville all say,
It was the easiest.
They're talking about Kentucky Cash 5, the easiest $100,000 they ever won. All you have to do is match 5 of 35 numbers. That means lots of people can do it every week. So head for your Kentucky lottery retailer and play Cash 5. Like Kenny Gallimore of Hazel and Richard Cray of Owensboro, you too can say,
the easiest $100,000 I ever won.
Kentucky Cash 5.
They may call this the the greatest NCAA basketball game ever played. In overtime, Duke beats Kentucky 104-83 with a last half-second shot by Christian Leitner. But that doesn't mean much, Jamel Martinez, when you're on the opposite end of that score.
No, it doesn't. They're a great team. They deserve the #1 ranking in the nation. They got outstanding players: Christian Leitner, Grant Hill, both the other Hill, Thomas Hill, Bobby Hurley knocked down like 4 or 5 threes today. So they deserve the #1 ranking in the nation.
They say that you make your own breaks, that things happen to those who work hard. It almost happened to you fellows tonight, and I think you have to be on an equal plane with those of the Duke Blue Devils. You were down by 12 points in the second half. You would not give up. What was Coach telling you over in the huddle?
Well, he just kept telling us to keep the press on, and they were kind of wearing down a little bit, and we got a few steals, and we started knocking down the three, so that got us back into the game and everything.
In the first half, Kentucky was leading by 8. They cut it to 6. They cut it down to 3. Then they go in and make a bucket. And there was what we thought over here on the sideline, a charging foul. But they called Kentucky for blocking. It seemed like that was very inconsistent in this tournament.
Yeah, I think they didn't let you play as much as in the SEC tournament. The refs were calling it a little bit closer and a little bit more tight. But today, they let you play a little bit more, and then, I don't know, they were very inconsistent today, I think.
How do you feel right at this moment after the ball game?
Well, I'm a little disappointed right now because, we thought we could go all the way this year, and we thought we could beat this, Blue Devil team, and I don't know, I just feel a little down right now, but, life goes on, but I don't know. We hit one lucky shot to go ahead, and they just came back and hit one lucky one also. So, luck came in.
The play that Sean Woods scored on with 7.8 seconds when he got the ball in bounds, was that designed over there on the floor by Coach Pitino?
Well, we had designed a back screen for a back door in the inbounds play, and then they were going to get the ball to, I think it was Pelfrey. They wanted him to go one-on-one. But he said whoever had it, just take it to the basket one-on-one and, look for a foul or look for, a bucket. And he took it and, he made that shot.
We're talking to Jamel Martinez, and we'll be back in just a minute on the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
Freedom Dodge Eagle. Freedom on the road. It's the pride that you feel when you're behind the wheel. It's in your heart, oh, it's in your soul. Yes, it is. Freedom on the road. Freedom Dodge Eagle. Freedom on the road.
Championship basketball is in the air, and championship savings are yours at both Big P-Rats Lexington stores.
Audio, TV, video, appliances. Nobody beats P-Rats.
Choose from the largest selection of top brand name appliances and electronics at the lowest prices in the area at P-Rats.
600 store buying power means nobody buys for less, nobody sells for less, nobody beats P-Rats.
Your road to Final Four savings leads to P-Rats.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
I've seen fast times. I've known fast women. I've lived fast. I've eaten fast. And I've seen that most people are living in the fast lane.
Hi, Nick. Nice day. Good to see you. Having lunch at O'Charlie's. Gotta go.
That's a guy I call the fast man. Gets more done in a day than most people do in a week. Now, I like a good meal. Sometimes I want a meal that's fast, but I don't want fast food. You know what I mean? On a hunch, I followed the fast man to O'Charlie's. Oh, sure. I'd had dinner there, taken plenty of dames there myself. I never thought about it for lunch, but there was a sign. O'Charlie's Express Lunch. I caught up with him just as he was racing out the door. A fast man. You eat at O'Charlie's often?
Yeah, Nick. O'Charlie's guarantees to have any item from the Express Lunch menu on your table in less than 10 minutes. Enjoy. See you later.
Sounds good to me. I said sounds good to me. Well, he was off and down the street into a cab heading west. Boy, that guy was fast. I sat down. Within 10 minutes, got served a delicious Express Lunch. Now, I gotta admit, I learned a quick lesson from the fast man. When I'm on a tight schedule, I can take the Express Lunch at O'Charlie's. I'll never forget his immortal words.
Save time, save money. Express Lunch at O'Charlie's, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 3.
At the end of the ball game, and after Cawood was just about ready to sign off, Coach Mike Krzyzewski came over here, and he first of all singled you out because you were standing just behind us. And I heard him say, Jamel, I'm sorry you fellows had to lose this way. And I felt that he really meant that.
Yeah, I think he really did. After the game, I met with Antonio Lang out there, and also Coach Krzyzewski, and they both, said sorry you had to lose this way. And I just said it's just part of the game or whatever. And just told them good luck in Final Four and great game.
You have played last year and this year with fifth-year seniors John Pelfrey and Darren Feldhaus, and then Sean Woods and Richie Farmer, who are four-year seniors. They probably have as much heart as anybody I have ever seen. What have you learned from them that you can carry on in the Kentucky basketball tradition?
Well, they're just outstanding people overall. John Pelfrey's, one of the best leaders in America, I think. He's always trying to motivate everybody on the court and trying to just do everything. And just all the guys, I just want to, thank them for everything and bringing this program back up to the spotlight, really, and just to the limelight. And just, I want to thank all four of them.
Do you think that a ball game like this, and as far as you fellows have gone, winning 29 games, losing 7 this year, you think that will go a long way into refurbishing the idea that Kentucky's back on top and getting those players in there to go along with you and Mash and the others?
Yeah, I think, with their hard work and dedication, the four seniors, and just helping everybody else out, I think they've brought Kentucky back up to, to the limelight and just getting everybody, and, Kentucky's back on top, I think.
There are thousands and tens of thousands of people who are listening to us right now across the state of Kentucky. Wild-eyed Big Blue fans. What do you say to them right now to console them?
Well, I don't know. Sorry the season had to end this way, but I don't know. Hopefully next year we could go, a little bit further.
Hey, and I bet you want to say many thanks to every one of them for every little cheer they gave.
Yeah, I want to thank for everything, all the support they've given us, and just, for every little thing, all the cheers and everything.
All right, Jamel Martinez, we got 2 more years to go, and by golly, let's go to the championship in one of those.
Yeah, we're going to look forward to it.
All righty, that's Jamel Martinez. We'll be back in a minute on the UK Basketball Network.
You're driving on a freeway and are about to change lanes. There are 3 things you should do first.
Hellcats have ended their season by winning 29 ball games and losing 7. Duke goes on to play, winning 32, and they've lost only 2 this year. Here's the way the scoring went tonight. Let's give the complete stats rundown for you. Jamal Mashman was 11 of 16, 3 out of 4 from three-point land, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He had 10 rebounds. He had 28 total points, and he played 43 minutes of a 45-minute basketball game. John Pelfrey was 5 of 7 from the field, 3 out of 4 from the three-point lane, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, and he had 4 rebounds, and he only played 25 minutes, but he did have 5 assists. He was in foul trouble for most of the night. Jamel Martinez was 2 out of 4 from the outside, 1 of 2 from three-point land. He did not have a free throw, and he did not have a rebound tonight. He fouled out of the ball game, and he played 23 minutes. Sean Woods had a beautiful ball game. He was 9 out of 15, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Hit a big basket that put Kentucky out on top, 103-102. He had a total of 2 rebounds, and he had 21 points and 9 assists tonight. He played 38 minutes of the 45. Richie Farmer played 15 minutes. He had 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from three-point land, 4 out of 6 from the free throw line. He had 1 rebound, and he ends up with 9 points and a total of 1 assist. Darren Feldhaus had 2 out of 6 from the field, 0 for 2 from three-point land, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He only had 1 rebound. He had 5 total points. He had 5 assists, and he played 37 minutes as a reserve. Dale Brown played 30 minutes. He was 6 of 11, 3 out of 5 from three-point land, 3 of 5 from the free throw line. He had 3 rebounds. He had 4 personal fouls and 18 points and played 30 minutes. Amino Timberlake played 5 minutes, and Amino picked up a total of 1 point in this basketball game, and he had 2 fouls on him. Junior Bratty, Carlos Toomer played and did not score. So the Wildcats hit 37 of 65 from the field. And that for the ball game is good enough for 56.9%. They hit in the second half 16 of 24 for 66.7. Kentucky was 12 of 22 for the game from three-point land for 54.5%. 17 of 23 from the free throw line for 73.9%. Kentucky had 21 rebounds. They were out-rebounded 31 to 21. For Duke, it was 34 of 52 shooting. The Duke gets up with 65.4% for the game. Great shooting on both ends of the court. Duke in the second half was 13 of 22 for 59.1. And in the overtime, they were 3 out of 5, while Kentucky was 4 out of 6 in overtime, period. Now, from three-point land tonight, Duke was a total of 8 of 16, but here's where they killed Kentucky. 28 of 34 from the free throw line this evening for 82.4%. Well, the Kentucky Wildcats trailed it by 5 at the halftime, outscored Duke 48-43 in second period to have the game tied going into overtime period by a score of 93 all. They end up being outscored 11-10 in the overtime, and Duke wins the basketball game 104-103 to advance on to play down in Minneapolis. They'll play Indiana next week. It's been a great season. Before we go, the last ball game, the last 2.8 seconds of it. Let's hear Cawood Ledford's final words as the play-by-play man for the University of Kentucky Wildcats.
All right, Leitner way back at that end. So is Hurley and Kentucky. Here's the long pass, and Leitner's got it. Puts down a dribble, turns with a jumper. Good! And Duke wins it 104-103. That is why they're number one.
Cawood Ledford's final call as a University of Kentucky play-by-play man, and Duke wins the basketball game. But Cawood will be calling the Final Four on national radio next week from Minneapolis. Now, this is Ralph Acker. Stay with us for the Rick Pitino Show, followed by the Wildcat Scoreboard and Wildcat Sports Line with Tom Leach and Paul Wellman. It's all next on the UK Basketball Network.
Service, comfort, and performance. That's what you receive from Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, Central Kentucky's largest heating and air conditioning company.
Program would be playing for this type of game to go to the Final Four against a team as talented and as good as Duke, and have the ball in the air to win it. I would have thought they would be crazy. It just seemed it was totally impossible. And as I told Richie and Sean and John and Darren, I think in terms of building a foundation to get the program back, when we talked then, I told them I'll guarantee you two things. Well, one thing I'll guarantee, we'll get the best coach we can get.
And you've done that. And
Rick Pitino and Herb and Billy and Bernadette and that whole staff, there's not a better coaching staff in the world than they are. And the other thing that I told them that if we didn't do anything else, that let's get the integrity and the fun back into Kentucky basketball. And these guys have laid the foundation for that. I honestly believe that you build in defeat rather than victory. Now, that sounds screwy to you, I know, but in terms of lasting and in terms of what we want to accomplish here, I can't feel good about this loss, but certainly I can feel good about what these guys have done in 3 years. It's an unbelievable accomplishment, and I think all of us just need to step back from it, not think about 2 seconds, but think about 3 years.
CM, thank you kindly. Appreciate your stopping by.
Okay, Cawood, thank you for everything.
And I'll be right back on the UK Basketball Network.
At Flavor Rich, we know that the product should
join us now. I think Rick's on his way, but Herb, I don't know what to say. I know it's that your heart's broken with a game like this, but gosh, it was such a great game.
It sure was. We couldn't ask any more than the guys gave tonight. Literally poured every ounce of energy they had into the game.
Okay, Coach Pitino has joined us now, and thank you, Herb. Rick, I couldn't be more proud of a team. You almost had it. I know it's a sad time for you, but every guy on that squad and you and your coaching staff really ought to have your heads high. That was one hell of a basketball game.
It was, Cawood. I kicked myself at the end for not having a guy on the ball. We talked about it. We felt we were small. We felt we could run a safety and make a steal and bat the ball. Then the locker room was so emotional. I didn't even know what to, right now my head's so clouded, I don't even know what to say or what to do. I could kick myself, though, in that situation. I lost a similar game like that with a guy on the ball he threw over top, and Leitner would have isolated Darren Fellhouse. I felt we could switch out. They wouldn't get the ball that deep because we'd have a man in front and men behind. But in hindsight, I wish I had another choice in that situation.
Well, we'd all like to go back and do something over. It had worked. It'd have been perfect. But to give him credit, he did what he had to do.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't the greatest shot in the world, but it went in.
Yeah, and interesting enough, we called a timeout because I didn't want to shoot too soon. I wanted to win or lose it with the clock. That's why normally I don't call a timeout, okay, what I called the play before. So in that situation, I wish that we another second or two. But we know they made a kind of a lucky shot, and so did we.
Yeah, right.
We want to win or lose it, and we lost it.
What a run, though. My gosh, in 3 years, I just can't say enough, Rick, what you've done here, because the program was in total ashes, and to come in and play the #1 team in the country into overtime and lose a heartbreaker. But you got to feel, I know you're down in the dumps now, but I'm proud of you.
I feel great, Cawood. I wish I would have done a better job than the end, though. I really do. I just wish we would have got a different break there. Mashburn, it's interesting. Mashburn doesn't foul out of that situation. We play it differently, and we were so small. And sometimes you kick yourself, but it's been great with you, Cawood.
Oh, it's been great with you, my friend.
You know, I'm going to miss you dearly. Ralph just told me to come on with Cawood, and I said I'll go on with him another time. And then I just realized, Cawood, it's the last time with you, and that's probably more sad than losing the game.
Talk a little bit about the game and what comes next for the Wildcats on the UK Basketball Network.
Sunrise. From 3 years when the little boy was on the cover and said shame. And I said, now you went against the defending national championships, brought them to overtime, and if you let 2 seconds determine that, then you don't understand what being a positive person is all about. I said, go in the shower and come out, feel proud of what you've done, don't get beat down about it. 2 seconds does not determine what you've done the past 3 years. We were all disoriented, and nobody knew even where they were. Okay, it was very difficult to talk to the team, but I'm very, very proud of them. We're all kind of exhausted right now. It's an emotional loss, but I told them, don't let 2 seconds dictate your lives. It's a basketball game. It's not life and death.
I thought Coach Krzyzewski showed a lot of class. He came by and asked if he could be on after the game to the Kentucky audience, and he really praised the team and the game, and he, you know, obviously was tickled to death his team had won on the last shot of the game, but he wanted to say how proud he was of the way Kentucky played, and it was a shame that either team had to lose.
Yeah, they played great, Cawood. You know, we were fortunate tonight. We played a lot of zone so we could stay out of foul trouble. I think we would have played the game with the last 5 guys if we played man-to-man. So we were lucky there. We stayed out of foul trouble. Not too many people got hurt, and then we could turn up the heat at the right time. I was really proud of them because they came out wanting to win. That was the one thing I wanted. I said, I want you going out there and saying, well, we got to do this to beat Duke. I said, I want you having the attitude that you can win. Not that you're happy about coming close, not that you're happy if you can control this. I want you to play your style. Everybody questioned me before the game that it's interesting. I was turning on the announcers, and they said if Kentucky, Digger Phelps came on and said Kentucky presses, they'll go right through it, and they can't press, and they can't do it. And I told them I just want them to play Kentucky basketball, and win or lose, I want them to feel they can win, and that's what they did.
They really played great. I think every Kentuckian is standing a little taller tonight, even in the heartbreak of defeat. And I can't say enough. I'm kind of stumbling with words, Rick.
I am too. I was telling the announcers that we took the ball on the sideline, and I was trying to think of something to say in that standpoint because, you know, in the whole timeout we were talking about on the ball, off the ball, on the ball, off the ball, and we decided with the personnel we had to go off the ball and try for the steal. And I'm totally disoriented, too. I don't know what to say. I wish I would have done a better job at those periods, but I'm proud of everybody.
I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you, Cawood.
And thanks for the ride, and best of luck to you, and I'll see you Monday night.
Thank you.
For Coach Rick Pitino, this is Cawood Ledford, and this is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.